My name is Bernadette Bullinger. I'm a professor here at IE. In this paper we look at organizations that are basically placement organizations that are trying to find jobs for refugees, which is of course not easy because there's a lot of stigma around refugees, and for this reason employers are hesitant and are discriminating against refugee workers. So in this paper we look at these organizations that are trying to overcome stigmatization, that are actively trying to destigmatize refugee workers. We think that it is really important how they communicate visually as well. So we are not just looking at the discourse, how they are describing refugee workers to employers, but which pictures, which photographs they are using in order to depict refugee workers. In 2015, we experienced in Austria this influx of refugees coming over the Balkans. And for me, that was the first time that I really actively remember being confronted with refugees and with their fate. Because obviously there have been a lot of refugee movements before, but this was the first time that I experienced this firsthand. And I was really thinking about what can we do, what can I do in my job to not go back to business as usual. What can I do in order to address the fate of these people that have to leave their countries and that have to build a new existence in a foreign country. And being a researcher in human resource management, looking at organizations, at employers, this is something that really stuck out to me, that it's about these people needing to find jobs and how they will manage to find a job. I do have to say that all these organizations that we did research on, they are doing a great thing. They are trying to get employment for refugee workers. But when we were looking very closely at the pictures, at the photographs that they are using, we could see a certain type of photo, a certain strategy to destigmatize people that was around kind of embedding them in a local context with, for instance, local colleagues, co-workers, bosses, in order to address the stigma around refugees being unwilling to adopt Western values, to kind of integrate in Western societies. So these pictures, I think, tried to show refugee workers as friendly people that are well integrated. This is especially dangerous. We call this domesticizing this strategy in order to point out that this really reinforces the local hierarchies, the superiority of the local values. It doesn't show the refugee workers as professionals. I think that is the main issue that we saw with these pictures, yes. I would like organizations to be inclusive. So I think that is the overall goal, that organizations are welcoming, that local as well as migrant and refugee workers are working well together. I think that for this paper specifically, because it is addressing social stigma, I think it is for all of us, I mean for every reader hopefully, to realize that we are stigmatizing refugee workers. And that we can change something. We are talking to, for instance, employers, to representatives of organizations, and we do have a chance in these conversations to maybe change the view of refugee workers. Trying to bring the voice of refugees and migrant workers more into my work, I think both is important. I think we need to pay attention to the context. Ideally, I would also like to look into organizations on how people are working together, how this could actually be inclusive and productive setting of people working together. I am also interested in understanding a bit better these kind of abstract mechanisms that lead to these processes of valorization or devalorizing migrant workers.